If we're creating a continuing education website where we're requiring students complete lessons before being able to move on to the next lesson, for example, completing 100% of a video, there's often a lot of challenges with making that setup work with an LMS inside of WordPress, but I'm going to show you a really interesting solution in this tutorial using WP Fusion, Presto Player, and your choice of LMS and your choice of CRM. So let me review the required plugins real quick, and then we'll dive in. So we want to require video completion. And so my LMS in this video is going to be LifterLMS. You could use LearnDash, Sensei LMS, whatever you want. And then we do need Presto Player, and we do need WP Fusion, and we need the WP Fusion Media Tools add-on and Presto Player Pro. So we're going to need the Presto Player and Pro, WP Fusion, and the Media Tools add-on from WP Fusion. That's what's going to allow us to require the videos completed and then send that reporting data to our CRM. In this example, I'm using Fluent CRM and I'm using LifterLMS. You could use LearnDash and ActiveCampaign, you could use Sensei and Keep, whatever CRM you want to use, whatever LMS you want to use, but let's dive in to the setup. So inside of my LMS, I have lesson 1 and lesson 2 here. I want to say you have to complete the video in lesson 1. It's required before moving to lesson 2. So understanding digital entrepreneurship is my first lesson here. If I edit my lesson, you can see I don't have a video on here yet. It's just a bunch of text. So what we're going to need to do is go create a video in Presto Player. So I'm going to go to Presto Player Media Hub, add new media. And so what was my lesson called? It was called Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship. And then my video, I'm going to use this sample video from YouTube. You can use whatever video host that you want to use, but I'm going to use YouTube. So there's my YouTube video. And then this is where the WP Fusion Media Tools add-on is going to come into play, because over on the right-hand side, you can see we can apply tags when the video starts. We can apply tags in Fluent CRM or whatever your CRM is based on timestamp, and we can add tags when the video ends. This is going to be really important for later. But then other than that, we have the regular Presto Player controls, and the one that's really going to be important to me is the preset. So within the player controls, I want to hide the rewind, I want to hide fast forward, I want to hide the progress bar, and that should be good for me. So I'm going to create that preset. Oh, I need to give it a name. Lesson required complete. So that's my preset name. And so you can see the player controls are gone. I'm going to publish my Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship video. Now inside of my lesson, I can add a Presto Player block. I want to select media, select the one I just created, and save my lesson. So now if I view my lesson in Lifter, we'll see, let me turn off the audio. We'll see that I'm not able to change the speed of the video. I can just watch the video countdown, and I'm required to complete the video. But here's where the WP Fusion settings that Media Tools has to offer will come in handy, because I can just skip past the video right now and click the Mark Complete button and move on to the next lesson. But with the Media Tools add-on, we can require tags in order to view the next lesson. And so this is where we get into the territory of abstracting the reporting system outside of LifterLMS and putting it into our CRM. I sometimes say to customers, hey, maybe we should use a CRM for your reporting inside of your LMS, because if you're going to be managing a complex ecosystem like this, it's going to be worth it to use a CRM alongside an LMS. So why don't we put as much capability inside the CRM for tracking progress as possible so our messaging can be super tailored. If that didn't make sense, that's okay. I'll show you how to do it right now. Instead of using the LifterLMS Mark Complete button like we usually would, I'm going to go ahead and turn that feature off. So I'm going to remove that from my lesson, save changes, and then reload. So we don't have a Mark Complete button anymore. And instead, we're just going to have our lesson navigation, and we can include a button that links to the next lesson. So let's add that in now. If I were to go below my lesson navigation and add in a button, and then move that button up a little bit. We're just rebuilding our own Mark Complete button. Move to next lesson. And so what's our next lesson? It's identifying profitable niches. So let's put that here. So move to next lesson is identifying profitable niches. Move to next lesson. Okay, identifying profitable niches. Let's go back. So we have our video, we have our button that moves us to the next lesson. That's not the LifterLMS Mark Complete button. And then what we'll do is go into our CRM and start creating some tags. Like I said, in this example, I'm using Fluent CRM, but there's a lot of CRM options that you can use. So going into my tags area, I might already have some created. Let me delete these selected tags so we can start fresh. So we're going to want to have a tag that applies when the user completes the video, because as a part of my system, you have to complete this video before moving on to the next lesson. And then we're going to use that tag to restrict the next lesson. So I'm going to create a tag. The tag is going to be called Completed Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship. So Completed Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship is the tag I've created here. And so now that that tag is created in my CRM, I can jump back to my Presto player and I can add that tag as a tag that would be applied when the user completes this video. So if I edit my video, where are my WP Fusion settings? Here it is at the bottom. So when the video is ended, I want to apply Completed Understanding of Digital Entrepreneurship. So when you complete watching this 7-minute video, you'll get this tag, and then now we can restrict lesson 2, so you have to have this tag in order to view lesson 2. And we'll also add like a fancy redirect here in a second, but let me show you the first step of the process. And so identifying profitable niches, if we edit, that's lesson 2. If we edit this on the right hand side, we can say users must be logged in to complete this lesson, another feature of the WP Fusion Core plugin. So the required tag is that you have to have completed lesson 1, Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship, before moving to lesson 2. And so if you don't have this tag, you can't move on to this lesson. And so we'll probably say, if I zoom in a little bit, required tags any, we'll probably say required tags all. I recommend requiring all the tags here in order to be able to view the lesson. When we start getting into lesson 3 and lesson 4 and so on, we'll have to require that you've completed all the lessons before moving on. This allows us to also create some interesting chains of events. But if you want to see a video about how to create like learning paths, leave a comment and I can create a different video about that. But I would say required tags all for now. So you have to complete this one before moving on to this. And if you don't have access, if you haven't completed it yet, we want to redirect you somewhere. We're going to redirect you. Either we could just redirect you back to lesson 1 and say, hey, you need to complete lesson 1. But I might recommend creating a page or a custom post type or something like that to serve as like a middle ground if someone tried to move on to lesson 2 and they didn't have access to lesson 2, to just explain why they need to go back to lesson 1 or what the key takeaways would be. So if I go to the back end of WordPress, I'll show you using pages as an example, or maybe posts would be a little bit better. You could also do like a custom post type, but I'll just do a page for now. So this is, you haven't completed Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship. Hey, it looks like you haven't completed Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship yet. Finish that video before moving on. And so we can add some nicer text or something there, but let's link them back over to our lesson, Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship, back to Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship. There we go. So we'll publish our page, and I would recommend making this a hidden page. And if you're using an SEO product, if you're doing continuing education credits, you might not be getting people coming into your website from SEO, but if you are, then you might be using Yoast SEO, and I recommend no indexing this page or the post type if you go for a custom post type, because we don't want this page appearing on Google. so we can make sure that there's like no follow and stuff like that going on. But for now, I'm assuming that we're just getting our leads through direct referral and we're not doing any SEO on the website, so this page wouldn't surface on Google anyway. But using a custom post type is also a good option. So here is my page that I want to redirect people to. And so if I go back over to my lesson, if you try to come to identifying profitable niches, you haven't completed this because you haven't watched the full video, I want to redirect you over to our page, and it was called Understanding Digital Entrepreneurship. You haven't completed. That's what I want. So we're going to save changes. And so this creates a very interesting loop. I'll show you kind of the reporting purposes in a second, but lesson 1, understanding digital entrepreneurship. So I can start the video, I can watch the whole video to completion, but if I move to the next lesson and I haven't completed I think I might be getting around the rule because I'm an admin. You must be logged in, you must have the required tag. I'm pretty sure I'm getting around the redirect rule as an admin. Let me see if I can turn that off in the WP Fusion settings. Is it... Contact fields, integrations, add-ons. This is just the core product. Advanced. Let's just enroll in the course real quick as a user. So if I'm in the digital entrepreneurship course, we're going to create a test account and enroll in the course. So we'll do Magic Emily Middleton +1@gmail.com. And I can't do a plus in a username, but there we go. So we have our email, we have our password, we're set up as a subscriber. Let me copy this down. Copy the password, add new user. And so they should also be a contact in our CRM when we add them as a user. Yep, they're right there. So we have our user created. Let's drop them into our course. Oops. Where's +1? Enroll student. And so the front end of my website probably looks a little messed up right now, but that's okay. Okay. So if we go to the front end of our website, we'll go to an incognito page, and then we will go to our login dashboard. Our email address is this. Our password is this. A little bit of on-the-fly user testing. Without my cadence blocks activated, this dashboard does not look great, but let's just go through here. So I didn't complete watching the video. I click move to the next lesson, and then it redirects me to my page. And of course, we could style these pages up with a template or something to make them look a little better, but it says you haven't completed the lesson. It looks like you haven't completed it. Back to the digital entrepreneurship lesson. So I can't move on to that lesson 2 until I complete lesson 1 by watching the 7-minute video. So once I go through the process of watching the 7-minute video, it will let me, at the end, it'll apply a tag, and then I can move on. So that's how we can create that loop of you have to watch a video in order to move on to the next lesson. I'll wait a minute for this video to complete, and then I'll show you how we can manage our reporting inside of our CRM, because we're not using the LifterLMS Mark Complete feature, but we'll still want tracking inside of our LMS to happen. So we're going to do that through the CRM. Let's watch the video real quick, and then we'll jump into the reporting part of this. And so now that the video is completed, we can scroll down to the bottom, click on the button, move to next lesson, and instead of taking me to the page that says you need to complete the lesson, it takes me right into the Identifying Profitable Niches lesson. And so with this, we would have to set up a page for each of our lessons and the redirect rules inside of our Presto player with tags and everything inside of our CRM. But by going through that process and doing everything through tags in your CRM, it allows you to have some additional reporting capabilities that you would not have otherwise had inside of something like LifterLMS out of the box. For example, we can trigger campaigns inside of our CRM based on tags that are applied to the users. So if the user gets like 50% of the way through the video or completes one video and then doesn't log in for 2 weeks, we can send them email follow-ups. By using WP Fusion alongside a CRM to manage the reporting part of your LMS website, you unlock all these capabilities to engage users at a much higher level. Check out some of our other tutorials to learn about re-engaging users after not having been logged in for a certain period of time, and learn about other things that you can do with WP Fusion alongside your favorite CRM tools. But abstracting your reporting layer from LifterLMS to your CRM allows you to do so many more complicated things. For example, requiring people complete the video before moving to the next one, having specific rules based on that. And so let us know in the comments below if you have any questions about your use case for continuing education. And let us know in the comments below if you have any other questions you want to see with WP Fusion, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want to see more content like this and further documentation on this tutorial, check out our website, wpfusion.com. You'll find all kinds of resources in addition to what we have on our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.